Hey everybody, this is Darksied, and welcome back to part 37 of our Dark Souls walkthrough. And we're finally about to enter Lost Izalith. This is an enchanting land full of very hostile things that all want to kill you. Or at least you'd think so, but actually the part that we're getting ready to go into has changed dramatically since it has whenever I first started playing this game. For one, these demon hopper guys over here, you can kind of see them off in the distance. They are nowhere near as aggressive as I remember them being. Normally, if you would have gotten right over here, you would have been charged by at least one of those guys standing right over there. But it appears that they do not function that way anymore. And you'll notice that I'm still getting used to this as I'm going through this, because I was expecting creatures to be charging me and basically trying to jump on my head, which doesn't really happen. So we're just going to move through here rather cautiously, really. And the trick to it is that you don't really have to be all that cautious. You actually have to get fairly close to these guys in order to trigger them at all. Now, grant you, once you do trigger them, fighting them just in open melee combat is somewhat difficult. It's doable, but it's difficult. They do happen to have a disadvantage, though. Well, I call it a disadvantage. It's an advantage to us, disadvantage to them, that they can hurt each other. So keep this in mind and use that to your advantage. Now, if you're following this path here that I'm walking down, I don't believe you actually have to fight anything. I didn't encounter having to fight anything along this path. Still checking around for stampeding hordes, though. Okay, now right over here is a little sliver of land out here in the midst of all this lava, and it's going to lead us to the first building. Now, some of these rock statues up here will attack you once you start getting close of them. The biggest majority of them will not, however. Alright, come in here and find a nice chest. So me checking my chain there. It is not a mimic, so we're going to go ahead and take that. Soul of a great hero. Those things are very valuable. Lots of souls. So you're checking for hidden walls right there. There's not any right over in here, but it was worth a check. Now these guys over here look like they could give me trouble, so what I'm going to attempt to do, pull a couple of them and get them to follow me over here towards this door. They have a leaping attack that is very damaging, and if I can get both of them over here and leaping, they'll wind up killing each other, and this is the best way to kill the ones that you actually have to fight. So we can't get another one over here. One's not going to damage himself. And there was that leap attack. Also, if you do it close to the door like that, whenever he hits back down, he's stunned for a moment, so you can run out and hit him. Get some good damage in that way, and still be fairly safe. Be careful though, because his feet can come through the walls. But of course he gave up, so we're going to have to pull him back here. Oh, far too soon on that one. See, I got caught with that claw. Go. So I'm trying to see if I couldn't get that one behind him to come on up while we had him down here. So let's see if we can't do it this way. This might be a little bit easier. Ah, and he didn't come. Look at that. I said, come to me. Well, he's going to be stubborn, isn't he? Also, one thing to keep in mind here is that once these guys die, they do not respawn. So feel free to clear out as many of them as you really want to or think you need to. We just had one die finally. And the more the merrier. The more that you can get over here, the more chance that you will have good area of effect stomps like those do real damage. Goes for a big 665 points of damage. And we want to disperse that over as many of these guys as possible. Okay. Now, we've sped this up a little bit here and cut to the point where we've already killed a few of these guys, just so we can kind of clear out the last couple and then move on. As you can see here, I'm making sure that I'm not going to pull any of them unexpectedly. Make good and sure of this before you move on. I have heard some people say that there is a path through here where you fight nothing. But that seems a little boring to me. Well, so far so good. Let's head over here to this tree path. Okay, now this will take us over to the second building of the area. It'll also take us up to a Twin Humanities that's right up here. And this also happens to be a great spot for sniping these guys over here, should you choose to do that. You don't necessarily have to. I don't think that they're actually blocking anything that you desperately need. But as I said, once you clear them out, they never respawn, so it might be worth taking the time to clear as many of them out as possible. Also, you want to keep kind of close to them, just so they can do their jump attack. If you're too far away, they won't do it. They'll just kind of run at you like that guy over there is doing. But whenever we move a little bit closer to them, they will start doing the jump, and that's exactly what we need. The tail attacks still hurt, and they will do damage, but they don't do them near as often whenever you're above them like this. So the jump attack is really our bread and butter at this point. Oh, and there just doesn't seem to want to play nice. 'Cause yeah, I moved closer to him, and he finally jumps. Alright, here comes our money shot. Just about killed that one. An arrow finished him off. And that ought to finish the one down there. Now all we have to do is just get rid of you. And down he goes. Okay, now directly below me is actually a secret door, and that will lead us into the bonfire room. I got burned by that guy. Also, directly forward from the secret door we're about to open up here is the way into the next section of Lost Izalith. While you're here, though, be sure to use some humanity, get yourself human again, and kindle that bonfire. We are certainly going to need the flasks. Not necessarily for the boss that's up here. He requires a little bit of luck and patience. But that is going to be another episode. And that will complete this part of our Dark Souls walkthrough. Remember, if you've liked these videos, please click the like button. And if you'd like to hear more of these, click subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.